Hey guys, and welcome to the Mysteries of Selindor, episode 147. I am your GM Gagnor, and we have not played in a while, so to just get things going as quickly as possible. Last time, New Death, having finally reached the upper floors of the Undying Pyre, ran into a very dangerous entity, the leftover power of Surtur, the first of the fire giants, god of the fire giants, if that's the way your story works, and found themselves victorious. As he was breaking down and falling apart, what they had of Surtur within their sword absorbed what was left of the remaining Titan, and now stands before you. As he coalesces his body, wreathed in flames, nothing solid about it, still an ethereal form, and yet still somehow holding this massive blade. Damn cat. He breathes, and as he does, you can see the heat wafting off of him. He says,
"Finally, I can feel again. As much as I appreciate you saving me before, by placing me in the blade, it was a bit cramped. So thank you."
I assume everybody's on Roll20.
Yep.
Me.
So, as Surtur stands and looks around the room,
So, I believe you'll be needing this.
he reaches down to the ground where you can see the pile of ash and soot and the leftover bits of magma that had dripped off the massive form of what he once was. Just a single keystone gem that he lifts up in a hand and says, "Kutch." Throws it straight at Mitnir.
Does he catch
I
it?
mean,
You have
I
it?
attempt to catch it, yeah.
I'm not going to make you roll for it. He throws a keystone at you. You're Mitnir. Your athletics are off the chart. He throws it to you and you catch it in your hands. It's the same as the other keystones, but maybe a little hotter because it was just sitting in a pile of actual magma.
Doing the little self-hot potato.
Yeah, a little hot potato in your hands for a moment. He says,
Place it on the door, and then we go forward to speak to my master.
Kind of looks around at everyone else like everybody else ready to go.
Sure.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to have to fight him again. But we didn't, so that's
As much as I would enjoy that, there's very little time to waste. I'm not sure how long I can keep this form, and I'd like to see my master as much myself as I can.
no, that's good. I didn't want to have to. I just thought they were going to have to. I was just, preparing myself mentally.
Still doing like the little hot potato as I like put the keystone in. Just like,
So, as you place the keystone in, you see once again as it begins to pulse and glow, and you can see as if some mechanical whirring mechanism is locking into place. Heat begins to pour in from above, creates a solid beam of heat and light right in the center. And it's happened at each floor when you do this, as the doors open and you can sort of see and feel the heat dissipating from the floor above. But as this one goes in, the entire reaction is significantly more intense. You feel as it begins to charge, more and more heat pouring into the gem until it becomes nearly blinding with the amount of heat and light pouring into it. You all look away for a moment as the doors blast open. Heat pours by you. You can hear outside the tower the sounds of maybe an explosion, maybe something a little bit less extreme than that, but you can feel the entire pyre shake. And then you hear,
Proceed.
so if everybody put themselves down at the bottom as we proceed to the next floor. Do.
I'm grabbing Babsy. You left Cleary out in the lava, though.
Well, he's just dead then. Cannon.
Gary.
As you look
Extra
out,
crispy.
you see an incredible machine ahead of you. What appear to be large crystals, like the keystones that you've been placing, but all fully heat charged. You can see all these pipes and tubes sort of leading into this central pool at the head. At this moment, you see Surtur, and you can actually feel him more than see him as he immediately takes a knee and he says,
My lord, one Surtur stands before you. Pyrus, first of the primordials, the first light. Lord Pusuth, the most power of the primordials.
as he bows and hangs his head down, you hear, as pulling himself out from this sort of magma pit, covered in tubes that seem to be sapping the heat out of him, just covered in these strange mechanical, just in sort of clearly magical, draining apparatuses. I can't with the cat. I can't focus on D&D with the cat.
I'm trying to keep her off my keyboard.
Put her in the lava.
And as he begins to pull himself out, you see a being made nearly entirely of just light and fire just pull himself out. You can see that he looks weakened, as if just like a bit of earth where hot magma had just flowed and now it's starting to dissipate slowly. You can see he's sort of becoming an ember of what you expect he would normally look like. But he lifts himself out and goes, as he talks, you can hear the sound of lava bubbling within his mouth in the place of spit.
Welcome, Surtur. It is good to see you, old friend. And you, champions who have bested my pyre. I am Korsuth. I am Pyrus. And you may come forward.
We'll approach.
As Surtur sort of leads the way for a moment, he says,
My lord. And he says, silence, Surtur. We will do our business when our time with the mortals is done.
you can see he pains for a moment. You see a flash of light goes through one of the tubes, and you see a pulse of heat sort of explode into one of these strange gems that almost burst for a second into looking like a sun. Just,
You have proven yourselves, little ones. First, you prove that you were lucky in making it this far. You proved your wits, your determination, and most importantly, your might. And so you stand before me. And for what reason have you come this far?
Whoa. Lots of reasons. Sorry, not of practice. Have you been... Are you aware of what's been happening to the other elemental primordials?
I have been sequestered here for some time, but I am aware of the entity that bombards a place that has been much changed by his alien nature. I presume he has been pursuing them, the same as he has pursued me.
It might be
Water.
best just to have the other one explain it to him.
Uh,
Just let the bird open their mouth, you know?
I ask Zephyros if he would like to speak with Pyros.
You begin trying to focus in on Zephyros for a moment, and as a bit of the air begins to, like, sort of fill your mouth as if Zephyros is about to speak, you see the eyes flash in Lord Pyros for a moment, and he goes,
Oh, Zephyros. Let them speak for themselves.
you feel heat in your mouth for a moment, and then in your head you hear, I have issues dealing with this one. Please proceed
enough.
your own way. But be warned, he's a crafty individual.
Noted.
Well then. So you come here out of worry for me. As you can see, I am not my best at. This is a necessary precaution. If you were to come here without first removing my heat, you would all be dead.
right.
So this
Right.
machine serves to weaken you so that we can approach you safely.
Among other things. But now that I know your reason for coming here is to either seek aid or aid me, I must discern which of the two is most prominent. Oh, I see. Well, let's make this simple then. You succeeded in 4 trials. I am the oldest of the primordials. I have seen more than any of them, and my mind is not so easily swayed. I have information, and I have power, both of which I can give to you. 4 of my challenges you have succeeded in. So I will give you 4 chances. Do you seek knowledge or do you seek power?
I look to the rest
believe
of the group.
Both have their uses.
Knowledge might be more helpful at this point to stay ahead of, I don't know, everyone.
But power means when we catch up, we win.
We have quite a lot of power, although probably never enough.
Not in the grand
By
scheme of
comparison,
things.
we don't have that much.
If I just speak plainly, that we're my biggest concern personally is that you and your power stay out of the hands of the enemy, of the one that has been trying to break in, and we are here to assist that,
I
assist you
see.
in escaping in any way we can.
So you come to claim the part of me that he seeks. But you do not
protect.
even know what that is, do you?
Maybe not entirely.
Do you know by what means the primordials and gods first fought in the Dawn War? Certainly we clashed ourselves, but it was more than that. We rose entities on every world to combat them, something capable of devouring and keeping gods. It is a combination of the 4 primordials of elements that are capable of raising such a beast, such a titan, such a creature, capable of supporting the amount of energy that Azazoth would bring into this world. All of us bring a certain aspect to that equation. The solidity of body comes from birth.
Right.
flow of blood, the movement, the ability to evolve. Life itself comes from water. Its breath comes from air, without which no creature can live. And yet, there is one thing without which he could not live. Without motion and power, both of which I provide. Without me, the other elements are stagnant. Water is but ice, earth can never flow. And air does nothing without me.
You're saying that without you, if he has the other three, it doesn't matter.
Correct. They will never be able to create something capable of supporting the amount of energy that would pour through. The body would be incapable of gauging such alien powers.
Can I get a sense of this? Is this hubris speaking? Is he full of himself? Or
Make an insight check.
Is this...
Make an insight check.
Hell yeah.
England, roll one for me. Okay.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20? It's hard to say for certain. He definitely does seem a little full of himself, but at the same time, he doesn't seem to be lying about what he provides to the equation.
Okay.
Just seems like conventional wisdom to Grim.
Just have to make sure.
So, you wish to take that part of me. You wish me to entrust it to you. The one thing without which nothing that nor thought pursues can be done.
I think... I don't necessarily know that we are the best people to take it, to protect it. And I think that is a decision that cannot be made without you, but I wanted to bring the information that we are not the only ones coming here.
Oh, I'm well aware you are not the only ones coming here. They've already invaded behind you.
They're here already.
Aye. They are below, battering at my walls, twisting my domain to their will.
So if you don't come with us, can you guarantee that they won't get to you?
It is hard to say. And yet, why would I trust individuals that left a door wide open for them to cross?
Did we?
Definitely closed when we came in.
I mean, we put the keystone in it. We're in a bit of a hurry. We thought they were here already, ahead of us, maybe.
No. They came in right behind you.
They have motives that will not be kind to well, life in general.
Worry not. At the moment, they do not have enough heat to penetrate my pyre. But I believe that should give some weight to your requests. I have given you free information. This is not something I do often, nor will I do again. You have 4 requests you may make of me. Be it knowledge, be it power. And if your request is that I give you what is of mine, then you must show me your sincerity.
I'm just looking to the rest of the group if anyone else has any input or... I mean, we have to... If they're right behind us, getting out of here would be the prudent thing to do.
If you want a different viewpoint, just ask Surtur. He's been traveling with us. He's seen everything. He knows what's going on out there more than you all the way in here.
You wish your soul's sincerity to be in the recommendation of Surtur.
Not the soul, but
Certainly an aspect of it.
Character witness.
He can vouch for our motives and how our
Very
actions
well.
have-
Then I shall ask one of your requests. And if your request, I do need you to state, is to take the aspect of me that Northon wants for yourselves, to defend, to use, to wield as your own. Please state it now, and I will let Surtur speak on your behalf.
I think that's what we want. With
But
the
that's
intent-
definitely one of their requests.
is with the intent of potentially
Very
returning
well.
it when we no longer need it.
Surtur, you've known me since your conception. It was I who touched you, child of Anam. And I made you what you are. You are like a child to me, like none other. Would you place my life in their hands?
Surtur is looking down for a moment, and then he looks over at you guys, and you can see like a scowl on his face.
And he goes, My lord, they have proven themselves skillful combatants. They have proven themselves not overly foolish, although at times maybe a bit naive. And yet they have carried with them your sibling, and at no time have I worried for it being taken. I would trust not even myself to protect your life, my lord, to protect your power. And yet, in the interest of what is happening to the worlds, I give them my approval.
He says it with so much grit in his teeth, like he is struggling to say this.
And he goes,
Believe me, I feel the same way.
You watch as lava just comes out of his mouth as he like spits onto the floor and just starts eating straight through the stone.
I cannot believe that you have made the proud Surtur recommend you. Oh, very well. When our palaver is over, I will give you what it is you seek, but it shall lessen me even more. So, before then, you have 3 other requests.
How can we help protect you against the people behind us?
Let me give you a bit of help. Is this your response? Is this what you seek? Is the answer to this? I just want a nod from the rest of you. Fair enough.
Apparently.
I mean, if the answer is that simple, then yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, first of all, what has followed you is not a person, but one of the far creatures.
Oh. Well, Is it
I had assumed that the others that followed behind and are currently doing battle on the floor below were reinforcements of yours. But based on what I have seen, perhaps they are the ones you speak of.
Probably.
I sense the touch of the fall on all of them. And yet they are combating with the magma sentient, known as Catalpa.
Yes, that would be in Varuna.
In the beginning, Catalpa and I were as brother and sister. I, the sun, bringing life to the planet from beyond, and her, the heat within the core. But she was twisted. She rose up to scorch all living creatures, not provide life, but only destruction. I'm one of the only few in the beginning days that remembers when she was entrapped. The only of a kind, considered one of the far court, and yet imprisoned within the material realm. A part of her trapped within the core of every world, and a massive threat to everyone on it. Were she to gather my heat, there would be no way to contain her, and she would burn through every world.
We can't have that.
If you wish a way to protect me, clearly you must help the ones below, should they need it. But as far as I can see, they are ending themselves quite well.
They're the quite
Well.
capable bastards.
Yes.
In the interim, the long term of protecting me, I will give you a bit more. The one who absorbs my power will receive power at the level that this one struggles to wield.
He gestures towards Propsy.
Wow. Cool.
Do you really think that you've mastered the power within Zephyros?
Certainly not.
And be not offended, mortal.
And Broxy wasn't. Keto was.
Oh, well, I heard you.
You've been breathing your whole life, too. Come on.
The many things that come from me, from what I can provide. Trust me, that will be enough to protect itself. But give it to the most trustworthy individual you may find. One who is both intelligent and powerful. Those are my aspects.
I'm elbowing Cleary.
I mean, yeah, we are the kind of had the one in mind.
He's like,
Someone else is elbowing him on the other side.
he's like,
He says, oh, the swirly blue one. I don't like it, but...
Have you seen
He's
this?
really good. He's really good
Sorry,
with
I'm
fire.
all full up.
You seen that spell weave?
but he just
Spell
says
he
his-
made? The flame weave?
But I did.
I was gonna say, that's literally the words that were coming out.
You're right. The spell you wove to enter this pyre was elegant and impressive. Perhaps you have what is necessary. But remember, fire is not only destruction. For instance,
He gestures, and you see just a bit of the lava come out of the ground, or come out of his little pool, sort of lift up, and you see as it separates, the bit of the of fire just pouring away, and you see ore begins to swim through the air, hot molten ore. He begins to twist it in his hand, and as he does, he twists it into a ring, and he does it without touching anything. It just gestures and moves it.
I'm gonna breathe on it.
You're gonna get close enough to do a breath weapon.
No, like try and do it from a distance, like, you know.
So you do this.
Breath is
Says,
crazy
this is fire. It both creates and
And as the breath pours in, he And as the air begins to move towards him, he begins to have this really maniacal smile crawl across his face. He goes, "It's here!" And he reaches out, and as he does, you watch as the entire breath sucks in towards him and begins to ignite into fire. And as it does, you see a burst of just flames of every color you can imagine. He goes, and as he does, he just breathes it in. And you watch as his body begins to ignite more, and he goes,
This guy goes, I was aiming for the ring. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Minder,
There's a
stop
moment
getting
where
the
he
guy high.
just begins to like glow brightly, and then you see it suck back into the thing, but you see it like you can feel the outside of the tower shaking again.
He goes, the breath of creation. Interesting. The dragons that first came had that breath when they were forming the world that mirrors the one you came from. Well, I believe that was your second request granted. What is your third request? And remember, I know more than you may think.
I have a question, but I don't know if it's worth, wasting one of our requests.
Speak with one of them.
Do you want to ask Grim?
I want to know, because you guys are like really, really old. I want to know what the relationship between the Primordials and the Star Mother is. Because she does not have a good relationship with the rest of her children.
I see. So what you were asking about is the beginning.
I've seen a lot of the beginning. I can't recall if I remember seeing you all specifically. I remember seeing her getting eaten, torn apart by Azathoth.
In the beginning, there was nothing in everything. A roiling mass of chaos. It was everything and nothing all at once. It is believed by all of us that were there that she alone was all. That there was nothing else. It is unclear whether she came from the end of another universe or was there since the beginning of everything. It is hard to say. Understanding such a thing, even to my mind, is incomprehensible. However, we do know that when she birthed Azathoth and everything began, the swimming primordial chaos, I was there at the inception. The first light born, the heat, the wave of energy that poured out when he was born, and when he ripped her asunder, the very matter of the universe spreading throughout the multiverse of cosmos. Well, I was there as witness. There were many things born, but of the primordials, I was the first. Azathoth, having torn everything apart, reveled in his strange new world. He was a child, as were we all. We couldn't comprehend what we were, nor think of ourselves in any meaningful way. But the primordials continued to spring forth as his thoughts began. The very first thoughts brought forth the beginning of order. Thought, logic, birthed the prime thought, and the very first thing of energy began. His conceptualization began to read other forms, other concepts, radiance and darkness. All of the other elements began to spring forth and roil about. And it was creating strange, wonderful creatures, entities that all swam across the skies and stars of dance. But then something else, something that wasn't of us. From whence it came, we do not know, but it abhorred Azathoth and his ilk. It trapped them, all of them, into a veil and split flames. We remember them as the Elder Gods. Several of them died in this war between the old eldritch entities and these strange invaders. And when they had done, they are the ones who placed them as engines to run this universe, to set its laws in motion. The Star Mother broke across all of reality, becoming matter, in harmony at first before she began to starve. The more she spread further and further apart. What sat upon this area began to make the rules that gave credence to the gods. Were these elder entities, these overgods, which I can taste in your minds and presence. You have met at least two.
Do you remember the later blades?
The Lost Lady, yes, I remember. Before it was taken away, and the Outlands were transformed. Before Sigil ripped itself apart, and the mountain twisted apart into a tree. Yes, I remember. As the circle fell on the lands, and everything folded in onto itself, I remember. And I was the one who set in motion the plan to open and close the doors with my siblings.
Man, that open the door thing has not been a unique idea from any party, apparently.
No.
He looks around at all of you, and you just feel the heat pouring through his eyes as if he's seeing straight through you.
You have Zephyros, the guide. And you've made it here, which tells me you have sought out Ager as well. I know part of him was taken. Istasia. And yet, the others remain, correct?
Yes, we haven't found a proper host, unfortunately.
Keep her well protected. However, that should mean that you have found the key.
Yes.
Deep below the underwhelm, below the tower made by the first Lord, there is a statue that reaches towards the door. That was Veriva. Veriva became the catalyst to hold forth the key, and she was the one who locked it, and the others kept the key safe and placed the pieces about. The tower itself became the machine. Without my power, the machine will not work, and the key will not turn. You are the first to make it here, and the first to have the right. Beware before you make your final request. That request may very well be to supply my power to the tower.
The cat broke everything, so give me a sec. My audio is not working.
She's a sad lady.
Okay, I'm back. I can hear again. She disconnected Bluetooth.
Womp.
Don't know how.
Clever.
Well,
Clever kitty.
so
So, don't make our last request yet, in case we needed to move a tower.
that is what you wish. However, I would be remiss if I did not offer you another thing you might request. On the first floor of my tower, you found some of my, shall we call them, dalliances. Things I created to pass the time. Several of my little toys. And you proved luckier than I expected anyone to be, let alone the first to arrive.
Yeah.
You should have seen us at the casino.
Should you wish. Your request could be the power that I could offer in making one of those items its true form.
But then how would we open the door?
Well, that's hard to say. I suppose you could just climb the tower again. After I've adjusted it, of course. Made it a bit trickier.
Hey, Oren, could you just open us a door here next time?
I mean, I can just open one to the fly realm. I don't even need that door.
Of course, of course. Open it. Come straight to me. I will watch your ashes blow away in the wind.
Oh, right. Hot.
Yeah, he's trying to appeal to our baser nature, our greed, in like a tricky way, and we're not going to fall for it.
Think of it
But I
this
mean,
way.
think how cool that item could be. That
I
we
know.
caught.
Even
Already
your-
coming away from this with
Even
an
the
increase
worst of
power.
your items, I could easily create something at the level of an artifact.
But could we
We have cool toys in
request more requests? That's the question.
Of course you can. But a price must be paid, of course.
Okay, we'll give you Mitnir.
Wait a
No,
second.
then-
no. I do not want a charred lizard.
No, it might be tasty. Grim doesn't.
You
eat.
return the items that you found to the pit of lava. Do this, and you may have another request.
That's fine. It's fine. We'll just save the request for later.
And I'm all for climbing your tower again. But what if the things behind us mean
What
you're
if they
not
break
here
your
anymore?
tower?
Well, that would be bad. Although I expect, based on the fact that their battle is finishing, as it seems, I believe I will be fine.
So do we want him to empower an item, or do we want him to share his power to keep the tower available to be a key? Kind of what I'm.
I think we
looking
gotta
at
do that
options.
one.
Yeah.
As nice as it would be to have like some
Hold on,
kind of magical artifact.
If Inveruna is climbing the tower behind us, would they not also earn rewards? Could we?
These competitors of yours, should they succeed in climbing the same offers that you have?
Would it be
Yes.
possible to use one of our requests to stop that?
We've already used 3.
Mhm.
So you are saying to use your final request to bar their entrance?
I just want to know if it's an option because they want things that we also think are very, very
In the
bad.
spirit of competition, I will allow it. Although all were supposed to be given the right, you as champions, the first, I grant this privilege. Should you desire, I will bar them and any of their kin from entering my tower.
They won't be able to
under the
take you
pain
either
of
way.
my flames.
They won't be able to take you in either case, correct?
Not the part that Northbot needs, but I'm sure they could do something with this magnificence left behind.
That's what I'm afraid of. I don't think it would be an unreasonable use of our final request. I wish we had
Well-
thought of it before we were at the final request.
If we need
I have no
to
brain for
turn the
thinking about it
key
all.
using his power, if we need the key to open the door, then we need him to turn the key.
That, or we find
At
another
that
way to turn
point-
the key ourselves.
At that point, we
Yes,
could
we'll just
come
become a
back.
fire god and turn the.
Have you not seen the other shit we've dealt with? That's not out of the realm of possibility.
I mean, if they get here and they ask for the ability to turn the key, that's bad.
They don't have the key, though.
They don't have the key. They can't turn the key they don't have.
Well,
That's correct.
I'm just saying it would help diversify. the
All it would do
afflictions.
is make Vedava down there just go. "Woo, woo, woo, woo." She'd have her fingers out where the key would be, just twisting.
I'm just saying, in the event that they happened to get the key,
Mhm.
this would be a definitive problem
Yeah.
for them.
Do they even know about the key on the
Correct.
door?
Probably, but
Of course, should you request it, I could simply eviscerate them all right now.
That would be great,
Well, I
but I don't think
we
we
can't
can
request
request that
that.
without getting our.
we can't request that.
Oh.
If
We could indirectly request it. The problem is we don't know who's down there.
Pact.
That's true. We don't know for sure who's down there. It could be anybody.
Hold on. Didn't he say that we could sacrifice all the items that we got in order to get an extra request? So could we do that, bar in Varuna, and also gain the ability to turn the key?
If
Yeah,
everyone's willing to give up their items.
that is.
I didn't get anything, I don't think. So, like, I'm game.
Easy for you.
I mean, there was some pretty good stuff there.
There was some really good stuff, but Mitnu has the one that I wanted right now, so I'm fine with giving up everything.
What do I have that you wanted?
I don't
There's a
remember.
thing that gives you like advantage on all intelligence checks. There's the
That's the painter's gold.
The painter,
That
yeah.
gives you the advantage on all the intelligence
Mm.
checks.
but that's still, I mean, good.
It's pretty good.
I mean, I got a ring that gives me advantage against saving throws against spells
There's
and other
the-
magical effects, which is crazy good.
There's the brooch of
I mean, okay.
resolve, which
To
is
me,
really
it sounds like we
good.
either sacrifice the items or risk having to come back.
Assuming coming back is even an option after
Mhm.
everyone
Hence,
else rolls
re-
through.
I think we
I think we
I
need
have
to
been sitting
realize
in this fire for millennia, and yet this is the longest I've ever had to wait for an
I
answer.
think we just
I'm sorry.
save
You want
the
some
thing
cookies while we
and
debate?
Yes, please.
No matter how long we would have
I-
answered, it still would have been the longest. We're the first to make it here.
I just want to say there was an actual reason we came here. We should probably commit to that.
Oh, what was it?
the main thing is
It was like
to
500 years ago.
the main thing is to
Yeah.
open the door and to get Pyros.
Uh-huh.
So we
We were
should
sent
focus
here
on
by
that.
the council, correct?
Oh.
That's our goal. That is our role
they
as
have a-
champions.
To
They have
have the
another
ability
request
to
of us
open the
beside-
door.
That's what we've been charged with.
So we should stick to that.
Seti's dad will be mad.
So I assume those cookies were a lie.
What? Whatever cookies I had, unless Sethi was conjuring, I gave.
Do you want cookies? I can make cookies out
I
of
could
my
definitely
bag.
make cookies. I
Bag
could
of
give
bounty?
you good berries.
Mm-hmm.
You just start throwing cookies into the lava or something.
Could I?
Well,
I'm
I
gonna try to.
offered.
I'm gonna try to make a really good cookie. It's a DC 18, 14. Never mind.
What is this Pokemon stuff?
You got guidance.
Guidance.
Come on,
Well,
you
good.
know by now you're always getting guidance when that's a possibility.
DM
She's
decides
reaching
if
for
it
the bag.
happened or not.
Tap.
Oh yeah, you can have guidance. That's fine. She was the one saying she was getting him cookies anyways.
Guidance is a D4. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
18.
You roll a 4.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
A really
You
good
produce-
cookie comes out of the big bag of bounty. Just
Massive.
He goes,
Snickerdoodle with fire flakes. My favorite.
and then he just sort of gestures. He says,
If you will.
and he just like gestures to the lava.
chuck it like a frisbee.
Yeah, just like, and as it does, you can just smell cookie. Just like it just like fills the air. Just
Okay, I keep
That was generous of you. Thank you.
no problem.
In response to that, you get nothing in return because it was very trivial. But I still say thank you.
Not an act
Which
of
you
kindness,
should
some may
remember
think.
for the rest of your life.
This is awkward. I hate all of this. I hate all of it. I don't want to have to be in this position. But I think we take what we've got and get out and let Veruna deal with whatever they're going to deal with.
Maybe they'll piss him off and they'll burn him to a crisp anyway.
Indeed.
Be careful.
Well, as it is, I already know what Sarta will say. Of course, my lord. I will be remaining here. I will serve as his protector. None shall enter this town without my say-so. Certainly not the rat from Inveruna. Believe you
And I
me.
wish you luck.
he nods.
Worry not, children.
I'm going to worry anyway, but thank you both.
If it helps, I went easy on you. Because I was very, very bored.
I
Well,
hope you
entertain
provided some
yourself by-
entertainment. Then.
Dialing it all up to hard mode now.
Certainly.
It really was an honor. It is an honor. It will always be an honor.
Oh,
Thank you for adjusting your language. Very sly of you, Faye.
so just to so we're prepared. If we take you, is all of the light and heat going to go out from the universe for a brief moment?
You will not be taking my consciousness. I am not as free-spirited or sacrificial, martyr-like as Zephyros is.
Okay, so we're not gonna have to worry about anything falling out of the sky and falling apart and
I will only be giving you the part of myself that was used to create the original titans that fought the gods.
okay.
Have you ever heard of the beast known as the Tarask?
I don't know. Let's see if I've heard of it.
Mitnir
What
just
would
gets this look of like, oh shit.
would that be nature, history? I don't know.
That's gonna be like history. It's like legends. So
Nope, I've never heard of a Tarask.
Mitnir's just like a world eater.
and then he clearly says,
Yes, I've very much heard of a Tarask. And as it is, I've, I wouldn't say quite defeated one, but sealed it. Oh, so that's why you smell familiar. You're the one who buried the creature in the spine. Yes, I am. Interesting. Perhaps you are capable of carrying the weight of my power. Well, I don't know about that, but yes, I am.
Don't
Well.
mind him, he's just really fidgety.
As I can tell. Well, let us no longer waste time. As it seems you're willing to leave your last request to be asked of later. I'm certain with the powers you possess, you can send a message to me. And my heat shall be poured through at the time requested.
Thank you.
Very well.
He reaches out towards his chest, and as he does, you see heat begins like pouring into a small sphere in the center. Just like his hand just begins to fill with this small little sun. Just and you see like there's like a little bit of flickering in lights on all the gemstones around him, and you guys see, and it's blinding for a moment. There's this small sun forming in his hand, and he goes, and he touches it with both of his hands, and as he slams it together, there's a big pulse that almost knocks you all down. He pulls his hand apart, and you see it's completely condensed into fracture size. You look at him now, and he looks even weaker. Doesn't even hurt to look at him that much. And then he pushes forward, and as he does, like you can see, sort of like rushes over and sort of catches him.
Says, I hope you understand what kind of sacrifice he's making for you, for all worlds. To split himself like this, a noble god like him, a god above gods, force of nature. Harsh that they earned it.
We will
They
do our
did.
best to honor it.
Yes.
And hopefully we're only borrowing it.
Yes.
By all means, bring it back.
And then he gestures forward, and this miniature sun just floats out towards you guys. Wants to grab it.
Push Cleary forward, right?
Oh,
You're
not
just pushing
me.
Cleary?
I
Who's
don't
like,
want it to
Well, not
burn my
push, but you know, like
mushrooms.
nudge.
We haven't decided entirely what's going to be happening here. We discuss things as a group, pros and cons,
Let's go
raising
grab it.
hands. Very well. And he takes me to if I do, in fact, Lord Iris Kosith, I'm very confused about your name. If this is to be a burden that I carry, I swear to you that I will hold it with the utmost respect.
Very well. God, please.
Says, very well. Says,
He may be powerful, but what an idiot.
Cleary's basically purple as he walks away. He's like, cool. Just super embarrassed.
I have my arm
Great.
around him.
Yeah, I'm on the
Now,
other side.
How do we get out?
I could.
Oh,
Shoot us out of a volcano or something?
it's not so hard. Simply exit through the door behind you and you will be on the first floor.
Ah,
If you thought this was a physical tower, then you're crazy.
if we
Okay.
exit to the first floor, will we encounter the others on our way out?
Oh, yes.
I don't
But
love that.
I'm sorry. Would you
wait for
like
them
me
to
to
go to the
transport you
second floor,
someplace
and
very
we'll go
far
first.
away?
I
Is it
do
safe
have.
for
I'm back.
Oren
do
can do his
have-
thing to get us out, right? Just not in safely.
I can get us out if I can cast
Okay.
a teleport from here.
Technically, this is his own plane.
I can get
That's
me
what I'm
out.
saying. It would need to be plane shift.
Yeah.
He says, Are
But what
you
I could
really
do-
so pathetic that you cannot face your opponents?
Well, it's more that we don't want them to live in fear if we can help it. Although I'm sure they would already know. Actually, you know what? I want to yell at them really bad over what they did to Cleary, but I...
Do you really want Cleary to be around them while we just got this thing that they want to steal from us?
Exactly. But what we can
Oh.
do if we can't avoid...
That's a very bad thing. Look, am I the one going to take this? Because if so, perhaps I should just awaken it now
Just pop it in
before
your
we
mouth.
leave the tower. Well, there's a whole process. It has to be done. He says,
Cleary?
Let
take
me-
it.
let me pitch
Doesn't
really
just say,
quick.
just take it.
I can open a demi-plane and you can all pile in, and then I can go out and you're all hiding in the demi-plane and
Can
they'll
somebody
know
just
that you
shove
were
it in Cleary's mouth?
Kothis just goes, take it. And as he does, it just shoots from his hand straight into his body through his chest. He goes, "Oh." And you watch as like suddenly these like almost screaming from the pain because it doesn't just like enter like a wisp, it burns a hole through his chest. And he's like, oh, God.
Oh no!
Dropsy was holding his hands, trying to like pep talk him into doing it, and she's just like, "Oh shit, let's go!" Like,
And as it does it, like just like he goes, ah, and you watch as his eyes just like start to roll back in his head as it does.
God.
And then Kosu says,
It's been so long since I've watched someone read in pain.
That was great.
and as Cleary's
this was
shaking
funny.
for a few more moments, and then suddenly he opens his eyes, and for a moment his eyes are completely black, and you can see little bits of char pouring away from his eyes across his skin.
Are you okay?
And he just looks at his
Okay.
hand for a moment, and they just light in flames. And he's just
Oh.
like, his whole body just begins to slowly ignite. And then he just,
Oh.
and it just all turns off. And he goes, but you look around his face and you can still see cracks all across his eyes and over his face. And you see like the tips of his fingers look a little bit scorched. And he goes, and he pulls his chest to the side, his shirt to the side, and you can see there's a fucking burned scar right in the center of his chest,
Oh god.
just spread, and it's kind of like lit, like right there, like his heart is just beating with heat. And he's like,
He's Karlak.
oh, that was fucking awful, and I just got my hands cut off like yesterday.
I know, like it's been such a bad. I'm so. Oh my god.
It's safe to hug him.
that was worse. That was worse than the hands.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, well,
If he's not hot, I want to instigate a group hug.
It's like
Ye-
What
reverse
are you talking
trauma
about? Clary's the hottest person on the planet.
You know what I mean.
Now he is.
so he's just like sitting
Also,
there
I'm gay.
so Pyrus is like,
Off you go. Sir, to escort them out. They've overstayed their welcome.
Yes, let's go.
Sorry.
It's too hot here. My mushrooms are going to burn.
And so just like, you heard them. It was really nice hanging with you guys for a while. Did I use that right? Hanging. Anyways. You're a good
Goes on,
group.
eh?
And you keep that safe.
Have
That is
fun.
part of my master.
and he just shuffles you guys towards the door, and he says,
I believe in you all. Call on me if you need me.
Okay.
I'll do the best I can to help from afar.
Bye,
Thank
Serdar.
you.
Don't get killed by Invaruna.
Yes, be safe.
Unlikely.
Right. Shall we? You can still pile into the dimension room if ever anybody wants to take a nap. I can still open it on our way up.
"Up to you guys."
No takers?
I would
Otherwise-
pass without trace, so you could like sneak by them. But I have a feeling that they were going to be able to see right through that.
We're going right to the
Probably.
first floor. They're not on the first floor.
They're outside.
No, you're
it.
going to be exiting the tower when you go out. You're going to be
And they're-
exiting on.
They're out there
Yeah.
fighting the thing.
Okay.
Chances are they're done fighting the thing. No combat we've ever had has lasted as long as that conversation did.
That's rude. But yeah,
They're either all dead or the thing is dead.
well, we can hope. Either way, we might be walking into a fight. So,
Well, we can't walk into a fight because
not with
Yeah,
it.
we're not walking into anything. We're leaving.
let's go.
Let's go.
Clonk.
Put on my brave face. My.
So,
I'm mad at you.
as
Face.
you guys exit the tower, you look out around the space around you. Let's see if I can take us back to. I don't think I definitely didn't put people on the thing for it. But
We just going right into the lava pool now.
this monster
In the lava.
that you guys were fighting has been basically broken apart. And you see in that space one. See if I can find everybody. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, all these people I added. What is wrong with me? I added 1 million people for you guys' mini sessions.
Do we want to take a break while you set this up?
Here we go. I got them. I found them all. We've got this one. Boop. We've got this one. Boop. And we've got this one. Boop. I think we also have the other one, but I don't have him nearby, so I'm just going to leave him off. So as you guys walk out, you see 4 individuals. Among them, you see Vespera, the reflection vampire. You see the Warforged individual, or looking individual. They're not actually a Warforged. They appear to be some sort of inevitable that has a very strange design compared to the other ones you have seen. You see, and this sends chills down your spine for a moment, Seti, your brother.
What?
And you, Orin, make eye contact with Caldera. And that's where we're going to take our break.
What the fuck?
So I'll be back in just 5 minutes, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out, and we'll be back soon. And we are back. So, as you guys step out and make eye contact with Inveruna, this lava creature that's still barely writhing on the ground, torn asunder, you can see, the lava's incapable of keeping a solid form. You look over and you see Caldera, her arm extended. But her arm from the elbow forward is not that of a humanoid. It has been split open, unraveled, the flesh twisted apart and open. And you can see heat and energy pouring from the pile of lava into her body. She's looking at you and she says, "Oh, it's been so long."
What?
And as the energy continues to pulse, you see as flames begin to burst through her flesh here or there, she begins to twist more and her flesh becomes more contorted. The tips of her hands become black. And as the energy continues to coalesce and burn through, are you still wearing your glasses?
Mm-hmm.
Me? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, anybody, the true sight glasses.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not the ones I have.
Yeah, now you see 2 more stars appear in her.
Jesus. Ouch.
And as she pulls her hand away, it constitutes, begin twisting back in on itself. The flesh re-peels until it becomes solid, and her hand sticks out. And you see this automaton turn its form towards you and just kind of ready itself to the sides and sort of raises its hands up for a moment and its hand hovers over its chest, and you hear, "Hey, none of that, Pandora. That's my sister, and we've had an accord. And you're not going to be doing anything to them while I'm here. Of course."
I'm just like,
I mean, he could try, but that would probably end really badly for, somebody.
The automaton says nothing. It says, "You're very right. Caldera, we're leaving."
wait,
And he begins walking towards the exit, and so does Vespera.
wait!
And
Kieran!
you yell after him, and he just says, "Is there something to talk about?"
Yeah, there's something to talk about. I want to know if friendship was ever a real offer, because as far as I can tell, you all bailed ship before we even arrived to negotiate, and did... I'm just like, I think she's just really fuming and like...
She's very upset about her boyfriend's hands.
Yeah.
As you guys are saying all this,
she
says,
spins on Caldera and
He's
like,
still got
did you
his back
know
to
they
you.
were going to cut his hands off? Like, did you know what they were doing while we were negotiating?
"Of course I didn't know what they were doing. And I yelled at them a lot when I found out."
Did you know? I asked Kieran. You know everything, right?
"I didn't know they were gonna cut off his hands, but he wasn't cooperating. And sorry to say this, but we
Yeah.
listened to your conversations and we knew you were turning on us. You had no intention of doing anything with us other than keeping us away from what we needed."
We didn't trust you. And you didn't even give us
Yeah.
a chance to start. Because you
Neither
turned
did
on
you.
us before we even got there.
"Neither did you, and I don't have time for this conversation. You have to get back."
To be fair, Kieran, if you were listening to our conversations, that means that you also didn't trust us, which is also not very good friendship.
You're right. Next time. Well, I guess there won't be a next time. But it wasn't me who was listening.
This thing, if you want to have a relationship with your sister, you gotta start, maybe start fresh.
He's
Here's
made it
my
clear she
last
has no
word.
intention.
No, she's just grumpy. She likes her boyfriend a lot, and his hands got cut off.
Not the kind of thing that friends do. Or siblings.
I'm sorry about his hands.
You're not used to this because you probably aren't used to having a sister. When siblings fight, they get mad like this, and then they get all yelly, and that this happens. Grim has seen it all the time. I don't know why they do it, but they do this, where they start yelling, and they do it, and it's really annoying. But they do this all the time.
Because it hurts.
It's normal. It's normal sibling thing where they just yell and fight. Sometimes they hit each other, but that's normal sibling stuff.
You're all wasting so much of my time. You can yell and yell all you like. We're all in one accord. We won't fight. But we don't have to take your abuse either, now do we?
Nobody's talking to Vampire Lady. Be quiet.
Come on, Kieran. Let's go home.
Before
We
you
have things
go,
to
you
do.
should know that Peto's true number will never let you dream. He's using you just like everyone else.
He stops as he's walking out. And he turns and he looks at you. He says, "You're the one constantly trying to get in my way. So far, he hasn't betrayed me once."
Because he's using you.
Because he only needed to betray you once.
Empty words. And he turns and he walks out.
Lauren's just gonna look towards
Caldera.
Caldera.
Yeah, Caldera's like still standing there and he says, "Caldera, meet us back at the base." Pandora stands next to her.
I'll just be like, can we talk for a minute?
Of course we can. I'm not a prisoner.
I'll take her aside.
Pandora,
And she says-
the robot.
And she looks at you again, and she's just like, I have my suspicions, but it's you, Warren.
Yeah. I tried to let you know about this, but I couldn't contact you for a long time.
You're very bold. But that's okay. You're very handsome still.
Did you say bald or bold?
Bald. You're very bald.
He has hair. What are you talking about?
No, his new body doesn't have any hair.
It's supposed to.
She complains. After we work so hard, I'm gonna be like really mad.
You haven't. I already told you haven't grown any hair or anything. And you don't have like the fire pouring out because it's a different kind of body. So at the moment you don't have any hair.
Well, maybe one day it'll grow. I don't know. There was supposed to be.
He looks kind of like a planetar or something.
Yeah, he looks a lot like a celestial, like a planetar, like Zafriel.
I still do glow though.
Oh yeah, you glow. Yeah, your whole
Got my
body's made
glow
of
on.
basically gold. So she's like, that's interesting, I'll say the least. But
I mean,
look, I know
you
my
changed a
arm is
bit, too.
kind of freaky, but I'm doing
who
this for a
am I
very
to
good
judge
reason.
about change?
I suppose so.
You could have submitted suggestions before we finished production.
Couldn't have. Couldn't get a hold of her. Anyway, remember how I said I was going to make something that we could, communicate with?
I kind of had a lot going on. I think I seem to remember something.
And I'll pull the ring out of my pocket and be like,
She
well,
goes, "Oh, a ring.
I made a pair.
There's a lot going on right now. I don't know if we're ready to
Okay.
take the next step so soon. I mean, that's a lot of steps ahead. I think that's...
Hang on. You're getting a little ahead of yourself.
Wait, was he engaging?
This isn't that.
No,
kind of
I was the one with the ring of engagement.
Because,
This-
oh, right, communication ring. I'm sorry, I just saw a pair of rings, and wow, okay, wow. It would be a lot. It would be a lot to go from casual flirting to, boom, married. Also, I've got this whole Inveruna thing going on.
Yeah. If I was gonna give you a ring like that, I would make it look a lot nicer than this one. Just saying.
It is very pretty, though.
I'll have to sort of custom design this to you. It will only work with you, and the other one will only work with me.
Oh. It's very sweet.
But this
I am-
will allow us to talk to each other regardless of where we are.
Regardless.
Mhm.
Even if I'm in that stinky man's black space that blocks all transmissions.
It should work in there.
I don't know how they'll feel about that. Obviously, Pandora knows, but Pandora doesn't say anything, so maybe he can keep a secret? She, it? What do you identify as, Pandora? Pandora just stands there completely non-responsive. See?
Well, if one of us wanted to talk to the other, you would have the ring on, and basically you need to meditate, and you'll enter a dream space. And then the other ring will start blinking to let the user know someone's waiting to talk.
Okay. Well, then that means that maybe we won't be that far apart this time. It's good.
Yeah.
Look, and I know this all looks very creepy and scary, and you can tell, like, her body is, like, changing as you're speaking. Like, you can see, like, just, like, the black filling into where the corneas of her eyes are. Like, her eyes, like, burning with more intensity and heat. And she says, it's important to protect my people. I have to do something about Cathalpa. I'm not doing this. I'm not joining in Verona for any reason other than that. And our deal is as ironclad as yours is.
Whatever your reasons are, they're yours. I don't judge you for it. And we all know fractures can change physical appearances.
She just looks at you and she smiles and she says, and that's what I really like about you. It's your understanding, your fun. She immediately grabs you, pulls you in, and kisses you. And she says, and you'll remember that.
As my lip sizzles a little.
She says, and you'll remember that the next time. Well, we use these rings.
I look forward to it.
Good. But trust me. Just trust me. I know what I'm doing.
Just stay safe, and I'll give your best to your father the next time I see him.
She turns, begins walking away. And she turns and looks back to you one more time, and she goes, and looks at you, Seti, and Cleary, and she says, I'm really sorry about his hands.
Yeah.
She turns and walks out. Pandora lingers for a moment, staring at each and every one of you.
I'm just gonna look at her and be like, that's my girl. You better take care of her.
There's a moment where he just kind of like scans between each and every one of you, almost like taking a mental picture, and then just turns and walking out.
That's the doppelganger bitch, isn't it?
That is the inevitable. The
Oh, that
one
was the
that you guys
inevitable?
have seen watching you all since, basically since you entered the Tower of Thought.
Mhm.
Like, since you first entered Selindor Academy, Seti
The one that
saw,
was
like,
in a cloak
sitting
before.
on top, ending in a cloak, and was always sitting on top of, like, the classrooms as they shuffled around. Like, in the works, the inner workings of the gears as it shifted around, he was, like, kind of riding them like they knew where everything was going to go, and just watching. Seti caught sight of Pandora way back when.
Yeah. That was before the games. During
Yep.
the prep for the games.
Same entity. No rope this time.
Don't know what to think about that one. Don't like it.
Although technically they all should have been wearing the robes of Inveruna, but
Maybe it burned up.
nah, they wouldn't burn. Those are really magical items. So, as they all leave and head out ahead of you, what would you guys like to do?
Guess we gotta leave. We don't stay here. Our potion's gonna run out.
Yeah, we have to get out of here.
So as you guys follow, not but maybe a minute behind when Caldera left, Pandora exits. And you guys look at what appears to be a wall of lava.
If we don't have a suitor anymore.
You don't have a Surtur anymore.
Oh, that's right. Shit. Well. Now what?
Pushes Cleary at it.
Oh, shit. Well,
And
I don't know. Let's roll some dice.
could we put
Oh no, he's going to automatically get... Actually, he's automatically going to get the avatar. But he doesn't...
There's no time to gamble, Cleary.
Oh, he technically has to choose some stuff, so...
Or we can just run through it. I mean,
He doesn't really have anything that would get him through it that easily.
Who has the salamander bangle?
I do. But it's just resistance, right?
It's just resistance. You'd still be under a pile of lava.
No, we can always just plan.
You
shit
can
out
do
of it.
the red shell thing as a reaction, and all fire damage is ignored for the duration.
What-
Or could you just
Would the duration be longer?
door? Could you just open a door and we could just
Oh yeah,
I-
Claire's like, this shouldn't be that difficult, right? Right? I mean, in theory, if I use this spell and this spell, and then he takes out Crumbles and he starts painting like the lava ahead of him, and then paints like kind of a tunnel through it, and he's like, in theory, I've never tried it like this, so he's going to cast Control Water, but use his class feature to make it control lava.
With your question about the door, though, I can't just make doors.
He has
There
to find
be
them.
a tear or something there for me to
Yeah.
work with.
Yeah, just go find one.
So he does that, and as he releases it, you see a tunnel of lava just begin to appear, and the stairs become visible. And he goes, "Holy shit! It worked. Go quickly. I'm not sure how much longer this will work because this is a lot heavier."
Walk, walk,
All right, let's
walk.
go.
Mitnir is running because he doesn't want to get hurt.
And as
Let's
you
go,
all
Zora.
make your way out, you find yourselves in the Brass Palace. You see your escort. I don't remember his name, the Afridi. Standing there. He's like,
Did I just see the princess there for a second? Not entirely sure. I swear I saw her. Just like a glimpse, like she was bathing there like before.
Where'd she go?
I don't know. Maybe I just need to clean my eyes. Well, I assume you done your business.
Yep.
Right then. Well, I'll escort you out.
so he takes you, swings you back by the teleportation chambers, and it's up to you guys if you want to stop in and talk to Mark, or if you just want to get out of there.
We have to report back to the king guy.
Yeah, may as well.
So as you walk in,
He's like the main person that sent us in there, right?
well, it was kind of like him, like being like, hey, there's some stuff going down, like you should probably get this taken care of. But it was the whole council that
Yeah.
kind of was steering you in that direction. You kind of decided which one you wanted to go to first. So as you guys stop by the Sultan's chamber, he says,
Well then, well done, all of you. I can see him burning within you. Surprised you gave it to the blue one, but I guess he's strong enough.
Very good with fire.
I'll take your word for it. As it is, I can relay this to the council.
I forgot entirely about Zanya. She would have been saying so much stuff during that whole conversation, like, I'm gonna kill these fucks, you know? Like,
Whoops.
I completely forgot about her.
Good guys that she didn't. They
Didn't
didn't
you wanna
notice
just
her.
like-
Guys,
wanna-
we
I
left
wanna-
Zanya up there with
I'm
Sir.
gonna retcon and say that you guys were like, she was walking and then somebody zapped her into the ambulance. She was like, hi, let me out of here, like the whole time. I'm just gonna say that happened,
It's
just
a
because
good
it
thing
makes
she
things
didn't
easier.
talk that whole time.
She started saying something. Mitnir just grabs the ambulance, like, boop, and hands it back.
Yeah, it was Mitnir. Yeah, and as she like pops up, she's like, "What the fuck was that about? I had things to do, and the next thing I know, I'm in this honestly really comfortable spot, to tell you the truth. But fuck, man, I wanted to meet that big king guy. I wasn't even there for any of that conversation. I was just in a fucking amulet."
If you started a fight, we couldn't have helped you. Okay?
Yeah.
You're gonna find it really, really hard to breathe after I sew your fucking mouth to your asshole.
On a personal note, how was it in there?
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah,
Had a spot of tea while I was there, didn't I?
If I was in better condition, I'd take you up on that fight, but Maybe later.
I made that amulet, you know. I just
I kind of want to
curious.
see what happens if you saw somebody's
Not gonna
mouth
lie,
at
it's
their
not gonna be a
asshole.
fight, bruv. I'm just gonna take your head and I'm gonna sew it
Your
straight to your
shoulders would
asshole.
get so sore.
That I want to see what happens. It's like a human Ouroboros.
I mean, it would have to be this way, right? Because you can't bend. Unless she was
So-
going to break his back in the process.
But we can leave that for another time. Look, we got things to move forward with, right? Clearly we got what we needed. So
Yeah.
it's up to you guys if you want to head straight for the other one. I know time is of the essence.
Time is of the essence. Because you know that was only like 4 of them. And they left when they saw us come out. Like, did they get what they came for from the
I
thing?
think
Or were they just
maybe
giving
that
up?
was what they came for.
Yeah. But
I don't think
what's-
the other thing was what they came for. I think maybe that was what they were there for.
Maybe
I
they just
think you're
needed
probably
Alvera
right.
to suck that thing up.
Yes, I think that was the goal. I don't think the goal was the tower at all.
I think
Whatever that was
it reminds me of
clearly
what
not all of whatever that entity was. That was merely a portion.
it reminds me of what Northout's doing, collecting bits, right? Am I
But
crazy for
Technically,
thinking that?
everyone's collecting bits. That's what fractures
Well,
are.
I know, but that's we're taking fractures, but
They
Northout
just
was
wanted
taking.
to go and eat her bathroom slug.
No. What they're doing is they're taking the different pieces of the power and they're trying to become more like them so that whenever they do whatever their weird beaten shit that they do is, probably make it easier for them to like become one, you know?
Take them over. Yeah.
They're like preparing them like vessels. I could see when I looked at them, they look like they're hollow.
I think we can neither confirm nor deny this, but you have good eyes.
Yeah. I see through lot, can I? My dad gave me these eyes, if you think about it, really.
Hmm?
Well, I mean, like, he's not really my dad. I guess he's more like my source. But, you know, all dragons are like that.
Yeah. I think
Do you not
we
have
need to
moms?
rest.
Don't have moms?
Oh, I mean, I don't. I'm sure some dragons do. Not really sure how dragons reproduce. It's not really a thing we do.
Do you have a? So you just have a dad mom? That's interesting.
Well, I mean, technically, I have split into all of us, but then also was the same self. We served with him for a while. His name's Sardior. You've heard of him, right?
Probably.
Big ruby dragon, only one of his kind.
I don't
Oh.
really usually pay much attention to dragons.
He hangs out with the Jinn. Ruby
Sure.
Palace. Anyways, point is, I guess he doesn't really exist anymore. It's actually said that if me and my brothers and sisters all get back together and we got the asshole that got kicked out and we all reformed, we'd make him again. Technically. I'm not supposed to tell you any of this. You sure sly.
Well, it's interesting.
Again,
Point.
don't really care that much about dragon stuff, so you know.
Meanwhile, you guys are walking and you're like in the teleportation, like getting just ready to pop through the teleportation circle and go back to Shargome. Like,
Yeah.
Just spilling all our secrets.
I think
it's like
we're all
I
a
just
little
feel really
loopy from
talkative
the
now.
heat. Yeah.
It's because of that time in the amulet, isn't it?
It was brutal in there, to be honest with you. I didn't like even a second of it. Truly, it was. It's like water, but heavier and hot. It's not fun.
No, not at all.
It's nice to not have to breathe fire anymore.
Well, I have a lot to do on Cleary after this. He hits 2 flames.
Should we? I mean,
Clearly, 2 flames.
I think we should rest, right? And then hurry on to the next one, because the thing is, they have a much larger group, and we don't know what the rest of them were up to, and we don't know what else they might be looking for.
Right then.
But maybe
If that's the way it's going to be, why don't we kill 2 birds with 1 stone? So I'll get us a scuttle shuttle.
It's
What's
been a
that?
really long, like, few hours. A really, really long few hours. But aren't we also supposed to, like, go... Isn't there some plan to reclaim the cauldron as well?
Oh yeah, I mean, like we could do that, but it's just definitely more important to do it first.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, eventually, like, that's coming up, right? We're supposed to do that
The
eventually.
council did talk about doing that, but I believe it wasn't going to just be us. I think they were going to gather a group of other champions
Okay, so
to
that's
go in
later.
with us. Yes, I don't believe that task was left up to us. As I understand it, and we can talk about this now that you're no longer aspirants but actual champions, within the Underwhelm there is a barracks. I believe it's called the Ebony Barracks. And he looks at Sonya's like, yeah, I don't know. Fuck if I know. I trained them, but I don't actually like know what they call themselves or any of that. It's like, right. Well, the thing is that's where I've been doing a lot of my work, creating war machines, golems of sorts. A lot of them have been training up, building an army to take the fight. It's completely under the will of the council. But there's a lot going on there. Training of soldiers, the creation of magical weapons. It's a lot going on.
Well,
I believe
Yes.
probably all, if not some of those resources, will be put into the reclamation of the Cauldron of Light.
Yeah, probably. Definitely a job for more than just us, for sure. And
Right. So Scuttle Shuttle.
Shuttle.
sure.
So
Sure.
you hear she just goes, "Hey, can you get us a Scuttle Shuttle, please?" And you see there's chords like, "Yes, of course," and just, "Hey, we need a Scuttle Shuttle." Yeah, and he hits down to the street, just starts yelling, "Hey, the Scuttle Shuttle, go!" And a few moments later, you guys hear, and you see this massive, like, subterranean beetle with a big, huge palanquin, whatever those things are called. Is it a palanquin? Is that what they're called? The things where people carry people? Palanquin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they got one of those on top. So it's like 4 beds on top of this massive beetle that's just like making its way through the town. Just.
Right. Well,
Climb aboard, everybody. Get yourself a nice perch. Nice place to sleep. Should be on the north side by swamp side within 8-10 hours. Goes through the streets pretty quick, but it's a lot of space to carry over.
yeah.
Then it is time to nap.
So, as you all find your place, you have a very lulling ride. You kind of just
Mitnir doesn't even feel it. He lays down as soon as he climbs up and is out.
How big is this space?
probably about 20 feet by long by 10.5 feet wide or 10-12 feet wide.
Okay, like
It's
big
like
enough for us all to be pretty
it's enough for
comfortable.
4 beds. There are 4 beds,
Oh.
and that's the whole thing in the Scuttle Shuttle.
Well, if we need more room or beds, I can get my free... What is that? It's not Dimension Door, it's like the 8th level Dimension thing. Demiplane. I can open a demiplane to one of my bug out rooms, which is stocked with supplies and like cots and stuff and blankets.
Yeah, sure, if you want to do that.
So people can have some privacy and like more space to...
Sure. All right, so you guys have a little bit of privacy, a little bit of space. You lounge out. You're able to take a long rest
I'm
and recover.
doting over Cleary and his burn wounds, and I'm just like checking it like and
And
make sure he's okay.
I'm fairly certain I didn't say this last time, so you all level up.
Whoa!
I have to.
Do we have
level
time
up.
for Mitnir and I, with Claire's help, to do that fracture swap?
After the long rest, yeah.
Yeah, after the long rest. So before you guys head into the mines, or not the mines, the maze.
Okay, so we can put that on our sheets.
I don't think my 13 hit points would have made it through doing it before the long rest.
You were that low.
That whole
I almost went down. I went
conversation,
down
you
by
were
like-
you're like half dead that whole talk, and we're just like.
Well, it's like the fighting's over. It's like
So
I don't know how
as
many
you
spells
guys-
I have
You're
left.
as
It's
you
hanging on
guys
by
fine.
a
are-
thread, and we're
I'm gonna
just
say everybody
like...
gets their long rest. Cleary's even gonna. Oh, Cleary's fine. I'll give him a long rest.
I don't remember if I've been rolling HP every time because I keep forgetting that we're not doing it.
Cleary stayed out of the way that whole fight and barely got touched. You just used a lot of spells. So as Cleary's like sitting there, like taking his time, trying to figure some stuff out as you guys are taking your long rest, he's like, "What do I do? I feel fire burning in me." And he's specifically talking to you, Seti. "I can feel it burning and trying to get out. I just don't know what shape it's going to take. I know I can take it a few different directions and that the power will grow the more fractures I take in. I need help. Can you help me choose?"
Of course. Anything you need.
Because I don't want to do everything for Cleary. I want this to be a group effort. So I'm going to post his new fracture in the chat. I don't know if that'll even... It's too big. So I'm going to maybe cut it off here.
Oh no, I get an ASI. I can't choose that right now. That's a big thing.
All right, so here's the first part. And then here's the second part.
I've been trying to yell at Kieran since March, by the way.
Yep.
What a year.
So Cleary can take any of these, by the way. Any two. Because they're all elemental and his other fracture is elemental.
We can do that after, right? Like some other time? Does that need done
You
now?
can. Well, it might. Some of these could be useful in what's coming up.
I mean, we're just gonna be sitting here reading in silence for a while.
That's okay. It's not like we have anybody watching or anything.
Well, no, it's more about using
Nah.
the limited time we have for D&D.
That's true. That's true.
More productively.
Aries.
Oh, there he's lurking. Don't call out the
Hey.
lurkers.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry, lurker.
Hee.
Yeah,
So
I can't
so he's
tell.
just like,
I'm too tired.
yeah, he's just like, I could feel the flame up. So I'm just gonna say during this time, you help him choose what he's doing there. Didn't we already switch your guys's? Like we did it.
We haven't actually done it in game, but
We haven't done it in game.
We went over
But
it.
you went over what you're swapping and what you're getting.
Mhm.
So during the same time while he's figuring out like his flames, and once you guys settle in, you're getting closer, you've taken your long rest, he's going to take some time with you guys and get that done. Upon changing your inner realm a little bit, so the ice is completely removed from your inner realm, which means I have to completely remake it, by the way. So like the ground becomes actual water, everything else like becomes more solid and sort of gleaming within the space. Everything that was once like frosted over becomes more like platinum plated. Statues appear to be made out of precious metals, and jewels seem to encrust the walls. There's more sunlight pouring through than before, making your entire inner realm more resplendent as Cleary helps you bring this new aspect of yourself in. Becomes more organized as well. Like everything becomes very symmetrical within the space. There's that. Meanwhile,
Okay, he has to take that one. It's just too broken not to take.
so then you Orin, what did you take and add to yours? What was your new fracture? It was a celestial one, right?
Yeah, brilliant mind.
Yeah. So with that, you find as the entire space around becomes more alive. Like there's more flowers growing within the garden surrounding the pond. You can see more life beginning to spring up and the sun shining bright. The space becomes just more uplifting and there's a sort of euphoria within the air. As far as changes to yourselves go, Mitnir, you lose the sort of frost tint to your body and become more metallic. And I'm fairly certain you just become significantly more ripped, right? Like,
I would probably, yeah.
I think your body just like becomes like reforms itself and you become like significantly more symmetrical and it's like you're in top form now.
Doesn't notice a difference. Thinks he looks the exact same.
Fair enough. And as that is all finished, and the scuttle shuttle has dropped you off, you find yourself resting in a very familiar to one of you location. A place where you picked up a bunch of orphan children. You can still see the fallen columns, although a lot of the buildings have been now reformed around the columns that have fallen. The large rocks and pieces of crystal, they've just sort of built new houses around them where the old ones were crushed. So, you guys are in Swampside, near the area where it is suspected that the entrance to the Crystal Labyrinth is. Sazania's looking about, and she's like, well, from the rumors, it's somewhere around here. Not entirely sure where. What about you? You seem like you're good at tracking things. Me? Not remotely, actually. I get lost all the time.
Weren't we given not hints or there was a map or something? I don't remember, but we talked about where this place was, I believe, with somebody last time we played, or several sessions before that. Just me? I don't know.
I was like, I don't remember. I assume it would have been the rock guy in the underworld, but
Yeah.
you know,
I think so. I mean, who knows who can track things and look for... I mean, that would be one of the druids, right? That can find stuff. Survival.
I have
maybe?
survival. What am I trying to find?
The place we're
What are
going.
you trying to find? The place you're going. Which you've literally been to the entrance of.
Perfect.
But you've never told anybody in this group you've ever been to.
Which one's the place?
This is where you killed the guy and found the kids, and you killed the old
Yeah.
Dwerger that was living in the caves.
Yeah,
The
perfect.
Dwergar. And you have a map that shows his scrawlings for what he had mapped out of the crystal maze, and a key to the door that opens the like you literally have everything, but I don't think you've ever shared in character with anybody that you have any of it.
Well,
I don't
good.
think.
No,
So,
that sounds
you guys are all
familiar.
standing there, and then they're like, I guess we'll just go look about then. Right then, everybody spread up. Let us know what you find. Stay close enough for shouting range. It'll probably be near the outer walls of the divide. And everybody starts splitting up, I guess.
This sounds familiar. I don't know what.
I'm just like standing there in the middle. Where are you guys gonna go look?
I mean, you're just gonna walk up to any like large crystal and just be like, "Dong."
Just start knocking on it.
Just listening for like one that sounds like
I could-
hollow is what
I
he's
could
doing.
rummage around. I'll rummage around in my pack. Be like, oh wait, yeah, look at this.
Make me an investigation check.
Can I do
Oh
one?
boy.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing survival if you're trying to find it.
Like
He's doing an
passive-
investigation check to find the things that hasn't looked at in like 3 months
No.
that he just got chucked in his bag. He's like, well, this is a bunch of
me
nonsense.
doing an invest. Oh, I rolled
You're
a natural
doing
20.
investigation. Natural 20. So you pull out the book and the key, which you've tied together. With your natural 20, I'm not going to make you have lost the key or the book. They're tied together. And it's kind of like there's
I
a
like
place
reach my
marker in
hand
the
in my
middle
bag. Like, oh,
where
what's
you open
this?
it up and you're like, holy cow, it's an actual map.
hey guys, I have this.
He holds up a journal that looks old and tattered.
It's from that guy I killed.
Okay.
Which one?
The one that is, I think, he's been to that place, and they like open it up, and like it's got like a map of that, and here's the key.
Um.
I don't know. I had this. It's been in my bag for like a long time.
Well, that's good. Convenient, I guess.
Yeah, that's the guy that tried to kill me and the kids, and I had to kill him and his pet.
Okay.
His
That's where the
pet
kids came.
metal cow thing, whatever those are called. You know,
Okay.
the, like,
We never really got
pokey-
the full story of where the kids came from.
the kids
But-
came from. They were around here when all the
The
crystals
cock
fell.
catchers.
Yeah. And I was like, oh crap, we got
But
to get
this
out
guy-
of here. So we went to the wall, and then
This
there
guy
was
tried
a
to
hole
kill
in
you
the
all.
wall. And then this guy
Okay.
was like, hey, what are you doing in my hole in the wall? And I was like, just, trying not to die. And he's like, I'm going to kill you.
So
Does the map
Right.
start at the hole in the wall?
as you look into this book, you see that there are several pages that are kind of like bits and pieces of the map. And go ahead and make me actually Cleary's there, so I'm gonna roll with his. Cleary says, oh dear God, this is madness. He begins like flipping through the book. He's like, you've had this the whole time.
Yeah.
Literally
I
could be
got-
deciphering this and probably figure out a decent path.
I'm good at, I can do survival. Let me do survival. I rolled
with
a
this-
natural 20 and a 19 for a 35.
with this for 35, I mean, you begin looking at it and you saying, oh yeah, I mean, clearly I can see dead ends here. And you take the pages and you put them together and you form one cohesive map.
There you
Of what
go.
he's back.
Yeah, see, it makes
It
perfect
does not
sense.
show a solution. However, it does kind of show a path. So with that, I'm going to bring you guys to the map.
I have some pretty disgusting passives now because of Brilliant Mind.
So you guys have that amount of the map revealed. The rest of it you are doing blind.
Ooh, fun.
Each square that you move is 5 minutes of travel. Not 5 feet, 5 minutes.
Oh boy.
I think there's a reason that guy went crazy.
Yep. Make the backdrop color green.
So that's how much of the map this person deciphered?
Yeah, that's how much they deciphered. You can even see that there is a mark on the map. I believe it's... I don't know exactly where it would be, but it'd be like somewhere in like one of these corners. Where there is a mark for key found. And there are a couple of like dead ends and stuff marked off too. which you could clearly see. If you look, you can see, oh, well, that's clearly a dead end. So, this is what you have so far. The entrance is at the top,
Right in the middle there.
right in the middle. And every square you move is 5 feet of travel. Who would like to be in charge of... I'm going to put... What do you guys want to use for your token? Your group token.
Oh boy.
Rudabig.
A log.
Now it's going to be... This thing doesn't line up with what I put on here, so it's gonna get janky. I don't have a log, unfortunately.
I assume we're starting up here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put this skull because it's one of my favorite tokens.
Can we map out potential?
Oh, it's too small.
Can we map out potential routes?
Clearly, we will use Buddy instead.
We should map out potential routes. Is that all right to do?
I mean, there's only
I don't
one
think there are
starting
any
route
on the
until we
left
get to
half.
Yeah, well, you're moving 5 feet at a time, so you can do whatever you want privately.
Well, that's not where I meant to go. I meant to go this way.
But
I see.
As
yeah,
you-
that's exactly the
you-
one I was mapping.
so to help out, to get things started, Grim brings you guys to a cavern where you find, this place where he once lived. Like it's completely been looted out. You can see that there's rocks that have been broken apart and like a chest that has been emptied. You can see that there is an empty pool where it looked like maybe some sort of strange black liquid had been living for a while. And who was the Armamic?
No idea.
Because the Armamic go like you can hear it kind of like whispering. It says hum.
I have it, but it's in the bag of holding.
Oh, okay, well then it's in another dimension.
Well,
then it
Grim will
doesn't-
just be like, "That's where I got the mimic."
Yeah, so there's a pool that was once a horde of mimics, and this is where he got it. And then you find yourself approaching a gap, an entrance. And when you do, you see nothing but glowing emerald crystals. As far as the eye can see, massive crystals. Difficult terrain to move through. But you can only see about maybe 20, 30 feet ahead of you. And as you begin to walk, the crystals begin to fall away and peel away from you, forming more of a tunnel. And as you all completely enter the space, the crystals reform behind you. You now can see nothing but crystal. And as you walk, the path reveals itself. Now, looking at his map, you see that it is even more maddening than you would have expected. It is a path where you cannot see where you've been or where you're going.
2.5 hours to here.
Is
We're
that what
going
you guys wanna do?
We're going by the size of like the markings on the map, right? Not the actual grid.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So to here it's 30 steps, and that's what 150, so 2.5 hours.
Is that where you guys want to go? Specifically where he just marked?
I think
I don't
know.
I think that's the only path forward on the map.
I was looking in there, and I don't know what else there is.
All right. So after 2.5 hours, I placed him in there. Where would you guys like to go? And this is 2.5 hours of you moving, and then suddenly, as you're watching the map, you begin moving forward, and then suddenly there will be like another crystal pathway starting to form to your side, healing away as you pass it.
So it's actually the 5 foot below that one, but yeah.
Okay.
Technically, that's 2 hours and 25 minutes. There we go. Let's see. What paths do we have below that then?
And from now on, I will only be showing you
What we
when
can see.
you hit a wall. So right now, I'm going to just ping you can see that it is open this way. 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 You are at a 4-way.
Well, we have 2 directions that we don't know about.
You have 3 directions
On
you
the
don't
map.
know about. Well, you know that this one does end after about 5 minutes of travel,
Unless it
but you
goes
don't know
north.
if that's where it completely stopped.
Ah.
Okay.
This is maddening for all of you, isn't it?
So what did they say? They always say they always keep going left, right?
Mhm.
You could
In
technically
theory.
go
That
either
will
way. You
not
just
be the fastest way to get through
yeah,
here,
if
but
we just put our hand on the real, where the walls are, we can just follow it. But there could be a
We could be
multiple
here for
day
days.
detour.
Yeah, I say we go what's left on the screen probably first. Because we know that right is
just
going to
see
lead
if
us
that
back.
ends.
Right's going to end us back to a couple of dead ends at least on the if going up that way.
Yeah, we either go left or down, so
Okay.
We could
so
start.
you
We could
guys,
start with down if we wanted. Yeah,
when you say left, you mean your left?
our left. Yeah,
My
left
mantra
on left from
in things like
looking at
this
the
is
screen.
always go left. Always start with left.
Okay. So, would you like me to move you?
Sure.
5 minutes of travel going
Oh, we
this
mean
way.
left.
no,
We
the
mean
other
left on
left.
the map.
Our left, looking at the screen.
Yeah, that's
I
what
was
we mean.
asking if you were
Yeah.
your
So,
left would have been
west.
that way.
We mean left.
No,
we
you mean
left.
west.
Us left.
No,
Yeah.
stop
like,
with left, right. Just
Yeah,
west.
Yeah, that'll
West.
help tremendously if we use cardinal directions. So you
West.
move
Only
and
for
then
the
you hit a
people that
wall.
are good at cardinal direction.
All right. So then let's go. It's just on the left wall, though,
There
right?
is an opening going down as well.
So then let's go
What are you
down.
doing?
5
What are you
minutes.
doing?
Well, actually, this would just technically still just be 5 minutes of travel. Going down that way, you can see that you can continue moving this way, or you can move this way.
Then do we agree to go west again? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So you went west once and then south once. 10 minutes of travel.
And so what's our options?
Somebody
now?
keep track of the time, by the way.
West or south.
West or
So
south.
we've been in here for
2 hours and 40
long-
minutes.
Look, if we don't just keep going west, then when we backtrack, it's going to be even more confusing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, always go west if that's an option.
So let's
I'd
go
assume
west.
Cleary's drawing out the map as we do this.
yeah.
So let's go west again if we have the option to.
You have that. Go west if you have the option. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna have to move that. Moving this way. I will say that that's still just another 5 minutes. You hit another wall.
Anything south?
Nope, a wall. Let me.
So a dead end.
You guys actually move
No,
yourselves.
we can go north.
This is what you have experienced.
Okay, I think we're saying every fork we choose the one that is now to our characters
Well,
right.
you guys, let me just make this. I'm gonna make this who wants to be moving this because I don't want to do this anymore.
I can move
I
it. It's fine.
Grim. Save settings. Okay.
Okay, so we can either go back and go south, or we can go north and then west, it looks like. Do we want to go north and then west, or do we want to go back and go south?
I don't think we should backtrack yet. We
I
should
think the
keep
most
going forward.
efficient way is to
It's
just
to keep
going,
going west.
along the
Okay.
path and map it
Yeah.
out.
All right,
Okay.
I agreed. I just wanted to make sure. So then that'll put us at 2:45. Oops. It's like, there we go.
But you can see that, I assume still.
Yeah. And then 250. And then we can still go south from here?
Yep.
All right, so we'll go back south.
At this point, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Nope.
Sorry. Drop the cat.
Nope. Why is it doing this? I can't do these lines apparently, so because they just keep trying to connect to themselves.
Hmm.
Here we go. Yep. So you can go up, down, or left.
Up, down, or left. So let's go left.
All right. You're just gonna travel till you hit something.
Yeah.
Because this is a wall to the south. You find that as you're traveling along, and then look at that.
Look at what?
Do you not see I drew these lines?
No.
Are you guys not seeing my lines?
I mean, I saw early
We
lines.
saw the
You
first
see the yellow
three.
one? Like, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, now it's popped up.
Oh, I have to click off of it for it to submit. Okay.
Okay, and so we can see on the map that we did have drawn out that that's a dead
would
end
be a
up
dead
We're
end.
a
up
dead
top.
end. Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
should go back here and go south.
Yes.
All right, so we'll
Hey,
go south,
make sure you add the time for traveling back.
which is what another. So this is like 1, 2. How many minutes are we at now? We're at like 3:10, 3:20.
Oh, Jesus.
This happens. Before you even make it that far, you hit a wall.
A wall here.
Yep.
Sethy, you got any good stories or songs for us?
Sing us a
Oh,
song, Bard.
I've been humming and like just whistling and making obnoxious noises this whole time. Like I'm workshopping sound. I'm stimming. I'm just like it's all.
So this
Where would
puts
you guys
us.
like to go? This is the
We
dumbest
can
thing
only-
I've ever done to you guys.
We
and
can only
I
go
love
west,
it.
right? So let's call this like 3:25. So
I'm
still.
kind of sad because, like, IRL, I fucking love mazes and I'm really good at finding paths.
This is
problem
like the
is-
worst thing for you to be
Fucking look
looking
at
right
it.
now.
I can't look at it.
Yep.
It's okay.
All
There's
right.
not much to look at. It's just a bunch of green, and then we get lines.
it
out
still-
that
I did
we've
look at
already
it
drawn there.
momentarily.
Is West
'cause
still
I needed
open?
to know.
Well,
Do what?
Is it? We moved one. Is West still?
Oh, yeah. I'll go ahead and say this. Whoops. I hate this thing. There you go.
Peanut,
Okay.
comfy
So
there?
we go. Well, I don't know where that one is.
go one more
Is that,
over
like-
so we can see down.
One more over. Or is
Yeah,
it?
because it doesn't line up perfectly. You're within that space. You don't have to move again.
Okay, so
You
we
can
just
see
go down.
it goes down.
Okay, and then we
Oh,
go left
no.
again. So that would put us at like 3:35.
Nothing has changed yet.
But keep going west. Keep
You
on
can
tracking
see
westward.
There is clearly some sort of divide here, but you can go multiple ways.
Going west if we can.
Do you see where I put? Oh, I didn't. Do you see the line right there?
Above us.
So there's an
north,
above and
west.
below. So you can go above or below there.
But we can't keep going west or no?
I mean, you can keep going west, but it's going to be above or below. You know what I'm saying? I guess technically you're going west below the line. So,
Okay. We're
so
going
yeah, you
west
can keep going
below
west
the line.
or you can go south.
Oh, hold on. This was 35, 40, 50, 40, 45, 50, 55. 4 hours. 4 or 5.
Sorry.
Oops, not 4 or 5. So, is there a south here?
Yep.
Okay.
But not. You can't go back this way.
Okay. 4:10. 4:15. 8
second.
hours later.
I need to.
I have to back,
So
up,
stupid.
back up one because West was available. I think.
Well, West was available. So still 4:15. It just was West was available. Okay. 420.
Break time.
That's right. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. 425.
I'm gonna go ahead and show you this.
Okay. We go west though.
Yeah, you can go west.
430. Can we go south from here?
Yep.
Okay.
Oops.
435. 440. Dead end.
Make me a perception check.
Okay, let's all make perception check. 31 for me.
My passive is 27.
Oh, with the 27, you see that there is a different colored crystal embedded in the green crystal as you move towards this dead end.
Ooh.
It is red.
Do we touch it? Should we arcana it? Should we? What do we do? Look at that. Ooh, look
Entirely up to you.
I can
She's-
arcana or investigate.
That's a fire movie, that
investigate
is.
Investigate it for traps.
I have a really
what?
good
I mean, if you
investigation
know
now.
gems.
Zanya says that's a fire ruby.
Should we collect it?
Fuck if
What's
I
it
know.
doing here?
Make sure it's not trapped with all your trappy dudes. I at least know I can mine it out pretty quick.
I'm checking it for stuff.
Right.
I'm
Oh, that's really
going
good.
to.
32 to find traps. Or
It is not trapped.
whatever.
It doesn't appear trapped. It just appears like it's naturally embedded in the
I'm
rock.
going to make an arcana check to see if it's got any magical module going on with it, or if it's just a rock. 26.
And I also
You're not sure if it carries any particular like magic spell or enchantment. However, it does give off the energy of the plane of fire.
which
I
I mean,
those
the
rubies
text magic
usually
would
do.
tell us if it was.
I don't know. I think I want to see. I want to see what happens if Cleary like put some fire on it.
Yeah, do we hit it with fire or do we take it out?
I don't know. I mean, if we hit it with fire
It's,
hard enough, it's gonna come
entirely
out
up to you.
anyway.
What do you guys want to try to do?
Like, I can use Druidcraft to do like a really little fire. Just
Go
to
for
test.
it, and the rest of us
All right, so as
hang out
you
in the back.
and put some
Get low
fire
to
on
the
it.
ground.
Just like a light, like do the light, light a flame on it. You know, it's like harmless, but that way. it
So
won't,
as
like,
you
blow
light the
anything
flame,
up.
suddenly image bursts in your mind, and oh god, I wish this was better.
Want to
I
hear
wanna know
something
all of that's
pretty
dead end.
disgusting, Zeddy?
Hmm.
My investigation is now plus 20.
Jesus Christ.
My passive
How?
investigation is 30.
Well,
So you have a. You must
you're
have
the trap guy
expertise in
now.
that.
I have 27 intelligence now.
That's unnecessary.
You see more of the path.
We need to find more gems. Look at that.
Plus 20 arcana as well.
Yeah, I'm accidentally making lines that I don't mean to, but
Hmm. I'm gonna like keep. I'm gonna add stuff to the map as we're going, like drawing. Which I guess is what we're doing here. Okay. So some dead ends. Which is helpful
So-
to know.
all of that gets revealed.
Well, that was nice. Good thinking. Saves us
A lot of that's broken, but you
Yeah.
get the gist.
So
Question
there
is
a
any of
path
that
downwards.
useful,
Yeah.
or is that cut off?
We're in a dead end right now, right?
Mhm.
I'm just wondering if that's also a dead end.
I don't see
You
any
don't
way
know.
to get to that side.
I'm like comparing it with the map that leads
The map
down
number
there. I think it
4.
might be able.
Currently,
I
you
think
are
that-
in a full-on dead end.
We know we need to go back to like at least here.
Yeah, so I think we gotta go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Are you counting the small
It's
squares?
going to be 8. You're doing big squares, so it's
Yeah.
going to be 8.
Oh, it's hard to because it snaps to grid.
I know it's really bad.
But-
I know. I
Yeah,
should have turned the grid off. I can turn the grid off.
Yeah.
It's going to make it a lot easier. Grid off. Save settings. Close. That'll make it easier to draw the lines too.
Okay, that will make it easier. Okay, so
So that's there.
but this, so that's 9, which is 45 more minutes off of what 425.
Sure. You going down from here?
Oh yeah. So that
Okay.
we're at 5 hours and 10. So 5.
Fiona's like, somebody
15.
sing us a song. I'm really bored.
I've been singing. My voice is getting hoarse.
15.
Ah.
That's another dead end. Great.
Well,
So
All
this
the way
looks
back
like
to there.
we gotta go back here.
so, 520, 525.
I'm just wondering how many days you're
530,
going to spend in here.
535, 540, 545, 550, 555, 6, 605, 610, 615.
Nope, you hit a dead end.
I had a dead end. Well, why wasn't that there before?
Because you hadn't made it, you hadn't gone down there before.
Bless it. All right. Where were we at?
You're going back to where we started all this.
But what was the time? It was like 6.
Yeah, this is where you
6:15.
started at 2
This is
hours
6
and
This is 6:15
Whatever.
now. We just
Yeah.
had
This is
4
6:15.
hours.
620. Now we gotta go this way again.
Yeah.
So 625. $630,
6:30.
635,
Hmm?
640, 645,
Hmm.
650,
sure,
7,
sure.
705, 710.
Boston's gonna be
7:15.
like, we should go to the spa again.
Yes.
We deserve it.
I think at this point, maybe we're taking turns taking breaks in the amulet.
Mhm.
resting
Nothing's
our
changed.
feet.
Mm.
Oh,
We
okay.
have 2 amulets technically.
Okay, so we have to go
Nice.
down here. That puts us at like 725, I think. 730. God bless it. 735.
However, with your passive perception, you do see a light blue gemstone, slightly different color.
Love
Sitting in
Hey,
the wall.
hit it with some water or some ice.
I'm gonna chill touch it just in case that makes a difference.
You use chill touch on it, and it shatters.
Great. That was the wrong one. I
Why
thought
would you
cold
do
might work, but
that?
that was the wrong one.
Isn't
I
chill
said
touch
water.
necrotic?
Yeah, chill touch is
Necrotic.
necrotic.
I thought it would just not do anything if it was wrong.
Well, now we
Said
know.
he did say water first.
Well,
yeah,
too
but he
late
said
now.
I cast
Okay.
chill touch.
I didn't think it would break it. Well, that didn't work.
No, we-
Sorry, guys.
It's just gonna add
Well.
time. It's fine.
That's fine. It's just
Assuming we
time.
have time. It's only our most valuable asset.
At this point, I need everybody to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no!
You have been in this maze for 7.5 hours, and you are starting to get.
But I've been singing the whole time.
I rolled a natural 1 for a 16.
13.
You may not have ever experienced this in your life, but the second that this crystal shatters and it's like crumbles in the wall, you watch. You feel yourself just sobbing. Like no, like this is the worst moment ever. Like everybody, specifically Grim, is just sobbing. He's like,
If I
Just
see
a
one
little
more
spell or-
green
or-
emerald, I'm going to lose it!
There's no plans. It's just rocks. There's so many rocks.
Clary's just sitting there going.
It's Clary needs to Clary needs to turn in the amulet. Somebody give Clary a turn in the amulet.
Clary's doing the map. Who's gonna take over that?
You see crumbles, like he's drawing on crumbles. He's like,
I don't know if we can trust the map anymore.
Just saying.
Do you guys
I
want
mean-
to just like turn into wisps of air and just like fly
Oh my god, we
through
could
this
just
as
do
fast as we can?
But we have no
Yeah.
perception then.
Well,
We still have a sense of direction with that spell. That spell doesn't do that.
yeah, he doesn't use your ears. You can still, or your eye, like you can still see things, even though
You can still sense
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
I mean, anything that would increase our movement speed through this place would be great.
Yeah.
You have like a ton of movement speed in that.
Mhm.
I mean, we can run, you know.
We're traveling really fast.
Your
Does that
flying
help?
speed is 300 feet in that, and it lasts 8 hours.
Yeah, we should have done that right away.
All right, are you gonna cast it?
I'm gonna try to.
Are we gonna find out
Alright.
you can't do magic in here?
So you cast
Wind
the
walk.
spell. You cast Windwalk, and you all become like wispy clouds, and you begin moving about the space, and the crystals don't move with you. You just go,
Oh, they don't register us.
It was worth a shot.
We tried.
So take a minute
That was
to
a
turn
really
back.
good idea.
I'm sorry, guys. That's just how it is.
All I would do would make it quicker, really.
Yeah, it would make it quicker, which is a perfectly valid thing. It's just because you have no substantial form, the crystals will not move.
No. Oh. Okay. Okay.
Oh, well, we tried.
How many people
Do
can
I
cast
have
haste
any
on? You cast haste on all of
spells
us. We can just run faster, right?
Do I
Run
have any spells
faster.
that just destroy rocks? Let's see.
Somebody can walk through rocks right now, but
That's true.
I-
Somebody can.
just check what's on the other side of the
Somebody
wall.
can walk through rocks, can't they?
Is
Might
it
not be able to
you?
walk through gemstones.
Still rocks.
What are they but fancy rocks?
Look, I don't like rocks, but I know enough about rocks to know that they're all just rocks. Doesn't matter if you can see through them.
Look, see, I can burrow through rocks too, in general. But look at this, and you watch as she puts her claw into it, and it just clinks against it. It's like these gemstones are strong. Even I,
I
can't
mean-
burrow through them, and I don't even disturb rock when I move
I
by.
mean, to be fair, the people that made this really didn't want anybody getting to the other side. So it's supposed to be hard and soul destroying and make you want to wish you were never born or had never heard of
It's
it.
doing that very well.
So, I mean, I guess Mitnir will try to go through it with the stone emblem, but I'm assuming it's not stone.
No, it is not stone.
Yeah.
It is some sort of magic crystal.
Still stone.
It's magic is the thing.
Stupid
It's not,
stones don't know that
it's-
they're stones.
It's non-magical rock you can move through. I'm fairly
Maybe they're
certain
really
it says
Grim will point
specifically.
at the wall and be like, "You are a stone, whether you want to be or not. You're
I'm
stone."
fairly
Maybe it's a
certain I wrote
smart stone.
non-magical.
Oh, you mean for the stone emblem?
It probably, yeah, it's fine. No,
Yeah.
Grim's just trying to gaslight the crystal into.
I didn't write it on there
Stone.
because it
Gaslighting
should
is
be.
Stone.
Right.
So that's just how those work.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyways,
all right. 7:30, 7:35, 7:40, 7:45,
Wait.
7:50.
So
55.
we're. So is the emblem
7:55.
glowing by any chance when we're in that dead end?
Uh,
'Cause
what
it says
was
it
the-
should glow faintly when it's within 100 feet of a portal to the elemental plane of Earth.
are you looking at the emblem as you go?
I mean, at now, because I tried to walk through the wall, yeah.
All right, so you pick up the emblem and you try walking with it, and it, as you like walk towards the wall, nothing.
8:05, 8:10, 8:15.
Faint pulse.
He's like, well, we're maybe closer to something.
8:20.
The pulse doesn't change. It's just like it was just like a faint kind of. It kind of
Yeah.
pulses up a little bit, like the world's tiniest glow. Whatever's happening here, it does seem to be slightly reacting. Not the way you would expect. Like it's not like wham, but it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a
It's just
slight
like,
glow.
yeah, you are relatively speaking close.
Yeah, it's way more than 100 feet though. So, because 100
Okay.
feet would be less than 5 minutes of travel.
Mhm.
So 8:20 is gonna be right here. So we want to go south, yeah?
Entirely up to you guys.
Yep.
That's why I'm asking.
Yes. Yes.
8:25. Oh, we did it, guys! Good job.
Well, at least that was a short,
At least it was
Right.
short. We don't have to backtrack an hour and a half.
As you start heading that direction, like you feel as it fades slightly, and then as you walk right back, it glows just a tiny bit more.
We don't see any more crystals or anything, though, right?
Not in that dead end, no.
Okay. All right, guys. What do we want to do?
well, there's only one direction to go.
Yep.
8:35,
Which I think you already see.
8:40, 8:45, 8:50, 8:55,
You can see this more or less.
9. 9. Well, that was quick. 9:05.
Are
9:10.
you actually losing
No, no.
No.
it?
9:15.
So now,
9:20.
No change.
9:25. 9:30. 30. 9:40. God damn it.
so we either go one more minute and try and figure out if there are we go a 5 more minute west to see if it actually loops around to a dead end that has a crystal, or we go ahead and backtrack knowing that it's a dead end overall.
That's the thing. Do we want to search for a crystal? Because it could be worth it.
Entirely up to you guys.
Vote yes or no.
For
I
what?
don't know, man.
Check
So
for
we
the
know
crystal
this
or
wedge
backtrack.
is no. So we know this wedge is a dead end, but there could be a crystal at the end of the dead end, like we've seen in 2 previous.
Or there could be
ones.
treasure or some shit too.
Or we just
I
turn
mean,
around
it
and go
won't
the other
take
way.
that long.
Yeah, it won't take that long.
Yeah,
What's
let's
another
go
half
low.
hour?
Yeah.
I mean,
Forward
at
and a
this
half hour
point-
back.
I just forgot what time we were at.
9 something.
9 something.
Or nine, it was like close to 10, right?
There's the rest of the drawing. It's up to you guys. How you would like to move into that space?
This was 8:20. 8:34. I think we're at like 10
I think
hours.
we're at like, yeah, I think we're at like 9:50 and then 45.
Okay. Say that that's 10 hours right there.
10:05.
Now we split to save time.
You just see a dead end.
Yes.
No,
Just
no, no.
However,
Wait,
because
no,
you
no.
split, the ones on the right, you find that there is a topaz of some kind. It's clearly some kind of topaz,
What kind of?
but it
Well-
has some sort of energy pouring off of it.
Can I Arcana check?
Yeah, I'm gonna make an Arcana check.
See if I can figure out the type of energy.
If you can't, then we can try detect magic on it.
That is a 37.
Topaz that's
It
very
has-
misleading.
It has a sense of bitterness and acidity in the air.
Acid?
So you're talking like lightning.
Well, there's lightning and there's acid.
Is it yellow or is it? Because
It's
there's
yellow.
a lot of different type of
It's yellow
topaz.
topaz.
Because looks like there's blue topaz.
In
there's
fact, it looks very similar to the same kind of topaz that makes up Torzak.
Oh,
I don't know
Torzak.
about Torzak.
Torzak
It's-
is more acid though.
Yeah. That's my impression.
Torzak is not really a light. Well, what is
Wood.
Torzak?
I wouldn't think of lightning as acidic or what was it, bitter and
Yeah, I think that's like ozone,
Yeah.
like crackly, like dry almost.
I would have mentioned something about burnt ozone with a 37 if it was lightning. I'll help you out with that.
That's true. If he rolls a 37.
Who has
yeah, it's-
acid damage that we can do?
Grim has acid damage, but Grim's probably with
There's
the
also
main
a
one.
wand that one of you is carrying that can just do.
Did we give that? We gave
Oh,
that
it's
to
poison.
Broxy.
Never mind,
That's poison, and Grim also
Okay.
has that.
There's the
Yeah.
lightning beetle. Who has the lightning beetle?
What?
But
What if I
That's
just
lightning.
That's
what if I
lightning,
just-
though.
poured a
Oh,
potion of
you're
acid
trying to do
resistance
acid?
on it?
Yeah,
you're
we're gonna do acid because with
Oh,
your
okay.
with your
You can
hyping,
just pour.
that- with
You
your
got
old-
acid.
I have a
Use
potion
acid
of acid
resistance.
resistance.
You can certainly
Oh,
try.
that's-
You could just
I would
pour
do
any
that.
kind of acid on it too, which is pretty much anything with a.
Which
Probably-
you guys
probably has a
would
whole bunch of
have
shit,
acid in your chemistry set,
Yeah.
probably. Acids
That's
are
true. I mean-
necessary for chemistry.
Especially
Yeah.
Bropsy would know because
Sure.
being a alchemist,
Yeah.
herbalist.
I will say that you can use the acid from your chemistry set, but you will need to buy more before you can do chemistry again.
that's fine.
Okay. You pour acid on it. As it does, you see a vision.
Whoa. Worth it.
Unless that's all we got.
It's just that you just see that
Just the one little loop.
you see just one little weird phallic shape at the bottom there, and that's all you get. The next 4 sessions will be
This
spent
song is too
exploring.
peaceful for what this dungeon has become.
I'm not even listening. I'd probably be falling asleep if I was also listening. I should probably do that
Yeah,
though.
it's like, well, it's got like bird song in it too. That's totally wrong.
It does sound
You
crystally
could say
though.
that we did some like magic
Yeah,
bird
I was
song.
going for the crystally vibes. But
There's birds trapped down here. I mean, there is
However-
a bird trapped down here.
we're gonna switch to
You
ice
do
cavern
see-
and see if that.
That as well.
Oh, it's what is it? A little square?
Guys, we found a square.
Guys, there's a
Mission
square.
accomplished.
Your vision shows you that there is a chest at the end of a very, very long dead end.
Mm.
Don't worry, guys. 2 days
But you
later,
said
we'll
you-
get there.
No, you said you ran into mimics down here, right? We don't want to fuck with that. We go out of our way to get that chest, and it's just a mimic that kills
wasn't-
us.
I mean, I got an
wasn't
idea,
the
right?
same.
When we
It
get
wasn't
to
the same.
when we get to a split, when we think we can go that way, I can take Arn. Arn can just remember the map. We can go get it and get back while everyone else slowly explores in one direction until you find a dead end, and then we'll catch up.
I mean, we do have the.
You're
ability to
suggesting
communicate.
completely splitting up.
That sounds like
Absolutely
a
not.
terrible idea.
But
If
it will
is a
save
mimic,
time.
and it does eat you.
It won't
If
really
you did
save
that, I
much
swear to
time.
God, I'm splitting the party into 2 sessions, and you're going to be looking at 2 separate maps.
Mm.
And
I
if
mean,
you
but
find
that-
each other again, you find each other again.
No, but that it's really easy because when we get to the break, we say you head in one direction until it stops, and then we go that same way. You don't move once you hit a dead end, like once you can't go that direction anymore. So when we come back, we just go the same way.
We're just gonna cut somebody's
At that
vein open and
point,
just leave a
It
trail
would
of
take
blood.
the same amount of time if we had just all gone with you. That would not
But-
save any time.
But
I'm
meta,
waiting for you
we
to
would
come
find
back.
out what's in the chest faster.
Just-
Also,
Nothing if we
realistically,
just went with him.
well, no, realistically, you guys could also do one step off of every branch and just always go back to the main line, and you'd get to continue mapping potential ways to go.
True.
Well,
Well,
that
we
is
have to-
not efficient. That
we
is
have
not
to
efficient.
get
That's
there.
very
We have to.
efficient.
We have to get
Mm.
to a point first where we can even do that. So let's be backtracking to where we can make decisions, right?
I want us to
Which I don't
make
even see.
decisions.
Currently, we
How-
have no way
how
to
far
get
back?
to that
105.
chest, so-
Yes, we
so
do.
we gotta go all the way.
We
to,
gotta
like,
go all the way back up and then all the way back down. We
There.
go like do 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 do. Yeah, what Midnight
Oh, yeah,
says.
up through
Down
here.
here, and then down here.
Jesus Christ. How much
It'll
more
take
time
us
does
like
that
4
add?
more hours. But we can do it.
All right, well,
We're
let's
getting
get
close
here
to
and then
needing a
figure out
rest.
what time it is when we get there.
It's only been 10 hours so far.
We will have to actually stop and rest soon.
110 minutes
After
to get
traveling
right
for 12
there.
hours, you will take a point of exhaustion.
That's 110 minutes
To get back there?
to get to right there. I think there's a wall there, but I can't. I'm not 100% sure.
As well.
Well, that's where we'll stop. And then we'll add, we were at 10:05, so 110 minutes. Good.
Yeah, so then this will be 115. Because we know that there's a wall right here, it looks like. Yeah. And it's
Right.
9:58, so
So, with that,
8:58.
you guys find yourselves almost going mad in this
Almost.
insane dungeon. You're not sure how that one guy could have mapped all this by himself, but it definitely explains why he's lost his mind.
Yeah, and why he
as
tried to
you
kill me.
all settle down and try to probably use one of Seti's pocket dimensions to sort of not look at green for a moment.
We're
You
exactly at 12 hours here.
get some rest, and when we get back next time, you will continue crawling through the world's worst dungeon.
It's terrible.
Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. We love you, and remember,
We
did it for the
did
rolls.
for the rolls.